Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we are going to discuss about Cardano and its token ADA. None of the content is financial advice. Let's get started. Over the last 24 hours or so, Cardano and its token ADA has rallied quite a bit, up by about 20% again. Of the older cryptos, you can see it's rallied the most over the last 24 hours. The market cap is at around 26 billion, 2.3 billion, almost 10% of its market cap is the daily volume. In terms of tokenomics, does have a great tokenomics now that 78% of the max supply is now in circulation. Price is at around 75 cents. All in all, in terms of the narrative word cloud as well, that we have on the website cryptoweeklies.com, ADA is one of the popular and emerging narrative over the last 7 days. This is drawn from social media platforms such as YouTube and X, looking at the term frequency of the discussions occurring on those platforms using machine learning model. Cardano is definitely one of the right now attention garnering cryptos apart from Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin did make a new all-time high. We covered Bitcoin yesterday on the YouTube channel. You can check it out. And this is not just bull posting when Cardano is in an uptrend. We have covered Cardano several times during the course of the bull run. Again, 4 months ago when the price of ADA was much lower, a month ago which was almost in a bear market territory a year ago. And you can see throughout the course of the bear market of 2023 and 2024, we have covered the downturn of 2024, covered Cardano extensively. Today we'll be starting the retirement model, looking at 15 years down into the future with the hypothesis that crypto does not go up straight in a straight line. There are every 4 years or so there is a bear market, and 3 years have different shape of the bull run. Trying to tune out for the noise. What we have done over here is estimated. This is the Uber bull case. That means in the 3 out of the 4 years, hypothesis is that ADA grows 45% growth rate annually, and in the bear market year it declines 40%, 1 out of every 4 years. So this logic comes from the yearly ROI for most of the crypto. Again, we have drawn extensively from Bitcoin. Again, now Bitcoin is up 22% from its yearly open in 2024. It was at one point up to at around 109% in 2023. The year to date ROI was 154. But you can see the fourth year, which is the bear market year, the 2022, was down 65%. Again, similar story for ADA. Again, we do have ADA on this chart as well. You will see ADA as a meaningful presence over here. Let's see, from 2022 down almost 82% from the yearly open, 2023 up 139%, 2024 up by about 38%, 2025 not too dissimilar from 2022 at this point, down by about 26% from the yearly open. So trying to tune out for those noise with taking an average of 45% year over year growth in the non-bear market years and 40% decline in the bear market years, with the hypothesis that towards the end of this bull run the price action kind of solidifies at around $2. This takes into consideration the machine learning based price analysis for ADA right now, and assumes that if there is a euphoria in the market, the price of ADA in a conservative estimate goes to $2 level. Right now it's at around 75 cents. At one point, I believe in this bull run, price of ADA did go as high as about $1.20. Let's confirm. This is price action since again, one more thing that I wanted to stress is right now ADA is still in the top 10 cryptos by market cap. Again, this is the last over 1 year or so. In early December 2024, the price did go at around $1.23. So right now the price is much lower than the market cycle high. The previous high for ADA in terms of price action were at around $2.85. So again, a $2 ADA for this assumption is not too outlandish. Hypothesis with that 2026 being the bear market year, bottom at around $1.20. Again, the actual bottom could be much lower. This is just trying to smoothen the boom and bust cycle, but to provide a trend line behind it all. So in 2029, the assumption is that price goes to about $3.57. Again, Eventual peak could be much higher. This is just the directionality. 2033 at around $6.50, in 2037 at around $12, and in 2040 at around $15. So with this smoothened out logic, the amount of ADA required to be a millionaire without any staking would be in 2025 around 512,000 ADA. In 2029, roughly speaking, 280k ADA. In 2033, about 150k ADA. In 2037, 83,000 ADA tokens, and in 2040, with 1 million for that 1 million target, around 65,000 ADA without staking. Is the uber bull case for ADA. Again, there are other cases that we could discuss. Is what if instead of growing at 45% year over year, the growth halts at around 30% year over year. In that scenario, the 2029 peak, again, we can compare them side by side, not too dissimilar initially, but as the time progresses, the peaks become more nuanced if that 45% growth occurs. So these are the two scenarios. That conservative cases that grows only 30% year over year. In that case, the 2040 peak, instead of being at $15, it's at around half of that, around $7, slightly less than $7. And the number of ADA tokens needed in that 30% year over year scenario go down from 640k to about 150k instead of 66k. So going back to the machine learning based price forecast for this particular cycle for ADA, again, if the peak is in somewhere in mid to late December 2025 without a euphoria in the market, this yellow line says 68% or 1 standard deviation non-euphoria bull run peak for ADA could be between 78 cents and about $2.26. And a $2.26 would be still less than a weekly average price that ADA garnered in 2021. The euphoria case is with a euphoria in that is a 2 standard deviation bull run for ADA is between 88 cents and $5.35. So that's the 2 standard deviation with a 95% confidence that the bull run peak in the next 6 months, if it were to occur in the next 6 months, there is a 95% chance that the bull run peak is at around price action between 88 cents and $5.34. And as we go closer to the early December part, that and if there is a sustained bull run in the next 6 months, the peak could be closer to the $5.40 target. If you want it to be in tabular format, it is also available at the bottom of the screen. All of the content on CryptoWeeklies.com over here available for free. You don't have to sign up or pay for anything. Just give us a like and subscribe if you like the content. In the regression based estimation, this is a polynomial regression based fair value estimation of ADA throughout the in a non-linear fashion throughout the phases of the market cycle, where the fair value estimation goes down to accommodate for the bearish downturn and the bullish upswing. Right now the fair value per this estimation is at around $1.50. That means ADA is right now undervalued per this analysis, close to 1 standard deviation residual drawn to the downside. Anytime the prices are lower than this green line, historically speaking, they have been in accumulation or asymmetric bet kind of environment. Right now the price action is coming close to that fair 1 standard deviation residual or the green line applied to the fair value. A peak estimation could be opposite of what is this green line, and together this yellow and green lines form at about 68% of the time price action stays within these yellow and green bands. If there is a deviation to the downside, likelihood of the mean reversion to the upside becomes more. If there is the deviation to the upside, that is towards the yellow region, there is a likelihood that in the next correction the price action goes to this pink line to the downside. Right now the 1 standard deviation ceiling applied to the fair value takes ADA's price action to close to that $3 target. The previous all-time high was close to that $3.10 in August of 2021 for ADA. So this is again as of today in July. Again, if you were to extrapolate this 6 months into the future, there is a chart that does that. Not this one, but essentially uses the same polynomial regression based approach. This is the DCA model. This is price color coded with respect to the risks. The peak 2 standard deviation ceiling, again, that ADA earlier on in December 2024 did achieve it, and when price was at around $1.20. But at that point the risk levels were at only 58%. That is because the deflection from the fair value was not that much of a concern at that point in time. Right now, the two standard deviation ceiling again close to $4, slight deviation. If you were to project it out into the future, again you could see somewhere at around $20 in late December of 2025. Right now, the regression based risk levels is at one of the best time to DCA ADA per this model at around 11% risk. Again, if it were to go to that intermediate risk level that ADA achieved since December 2023, between 36 or 0.36 risk to about 0.6 risk, the price of ADA in this environment between 0.4 and 0.6 risk is between $2.09 and about $3.05. That's the conservative estimate for ADA and ADA's price action. Right now, with that 75 cents current price, this is about 4.5x gain from the current price. And that is estimated using the DCA model. The time weighted average price model says that the price did come close to that accumulation phase back in early July of 2025. Whenever the prices, historically speaking, are lower than this blue line, which is the time weighted average price, it helps understand what is the likely price that the price at which the or below which the price action could digest any moves to the downside, and if there is a if there is a upswing in the bull run, like there was in December 2023, March 2024, and December 2024, and if the underlying asset, that is ADA, after spending meaningful amount of time in this accumulation zone, if the underlying asset has a chance to participate in the next bull run, accumulating below the blue line, not the worst idea, at least historically speaking. And this time around, the price did come really close to that back in late June and early July 2025, when the price was close to that 50 cents level. Right now, the time weighted average price is at 50 cents. This line would be key to watch as we move into 2026, especially mid 2026, if there is a bear market in 2026. That is, if the price action were to fall meaningfully below this blue line, that could signal in and usher in a new accumulation phase for ADA. Nonetheless, this model also helps identify the risk in the bull run or when the price action are in an upswing. Right now, the accumulation risk for ADA is only 0.38 per the time weighted average price. In December, that was at around, the risk was at around 2/3, slightly more than 2/3, at around 0.68. In 2021, it's close to 1 in May, and in September at around 0.98. Similarly, in 2017 at around 0.88. So time weighted average price risk indicated the price action is nowhere close to a peak. The total bull run peak using three different models, the regression model, the time weighted average price model, and the simple moving average price model, says that weighted risk is at around 14%. Estimated bull run peak for ADA is at around $5.24, kind of confluent with that two standard deviation machine learning based price forecast. And with that, with the current price of about 75 cents, that's about a 7x reward from the current price of about, if the price action were to go to that eventual bull run peak of about $5. With that, I would like to conclude with this machine learning based price forecast. First levels to watch is if there is a consistent challenge on this yellow line. If the price action breaks out of this yellow line week by week, then the two standard deviation ceiling and the Euphoria case becomes more and more curious to observe, where the price action kind of peaks at around $5. With that, I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please give us a like and subscribe, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.